What it do? All right, so let me stop playing around. Hey, welcome, everybody. I know it's been for the people that's been waiting on. I know it's been a while, but listen, I'm about to get right straight to the meat and potatoes. All right, welcome to the Charm Effect podcast. All right, this is a podcast where the world of creativity, you know what I'm saying, innovation, everything in between just has a space to exist. Right, I'm your host. Sir Charmin, aka Charm or Charm Lido for short. And today we're just going to be exploring, the fascinating topics of content creation and consumption. So within the next, I'm just going to break down what these terms are, and what they mean, how they differ from each other, and just give you some tips on how to get started. Practical tips. So segment one, let's get into it. Right. So pretty much defining, content creation and like um, consumption. Right. So first, let's just dive into what content creation and what consumption even means. Right. So just to break it down a little bit. Right. So content creation is pretty much it refers to the process of generating ideas. Right. And generating ideas, I'm also going to say just producing material for various platforms, right? Various platforms, whether this can like include writing blogs, creating videos, designing graphics, even composing music. The goal is to just share knowledge, um, share knowledge to entertain. Sometimes, most times, people love to be entertained, and then also to inspire. That's the three things to really to get you going. I would say mainly knowledge. Like teaching somebody something is pretty much the fastest way to grow. um well, really, this is I'm uploading this to YouTube, but I may do some other platforms as well. But you know just anywhere really, you know what I mean. And on the other hand, like content consumption is literally it's the opposite of what I just said. So when you're consuming content, right, it's pretty much an act of like engaging with the material you're currently looking at, right? So it's when you watch a YouTube video, read a blog, right, or listen to a podcast like this one, right? Also, pause for a second. I want you to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube and like this video if you feel like you're getting some value information, right? So back to it. Um, consumption is like it's critical because it's how an audience interacts, and learns from the content of the creator's work, right? I hope I made that make sense. Um, so pretty much like both processes are, like I said earlier, interconnected because without a creator making content, there wouldn't be any content to consume, you know? So without consumers, creators like myself and others wouldn't have an audience like you all. You feel me? You see how yeah, you feel me? So it's a teamwork, segment two, right? I would definitely say like, the difference between the two, even though they kind of coexist with each other, I can say the difference, right? Okay, first one I would say is purpose. So when it comes to the purpose, like the primary purpose of content creation is just pretty much like I said, you need to share some information. You need to be either entertaining someone or informing someone on some information. So in contrast, it's pretty much like, you know, uh, when you're consuming, that aims to gain insight, information, some engagement of entertainment of some sort, like you're enjoying something or information from the content. So just always have in mind as a consumer, like what is the purpose of me looking at what I'm looking at? Is it to be informed? Is it to be entertained? And also be careful with, you know, the word entertain, because entertain is, if you break it down, it means in Latin terms it means to hold the mind. But that's a whole different subject. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting a little past the layer of surface level. You know what I mean? Um so also, if you it does like if you Consumption just aims to gain insights, enjoyment, and also um, information. So for number two, definitely want to have engagement. So creators actively engage the development of ideas, while consumers passively, receive information. However, consumers can also engage through comments, shares and discussions such as influence. They pretty much can influence future content from the creators, if that makes sense. Hope that does. So once again, let me say it again. So pretty much like, when consumers can also engage through the comments and shares and discussion of the content creator, this can also influence your creator, the content creator, to formulate content based off of questions that you're asking them that you need help with. This is, like I said, if you're working how you need to be strategic, come up here, and, you know what I'm saying? This, oh, I'm gonna be a content creator, but you're only really posting. I mean, you can, but like I said, the whole purpose of this is to help you grow your channel or your platform. So you want to do something that's actually gonna help someone else versus really help yourself. You know what I'm saying? And really, if you're helping someone else, you're helping yourself out. I look at people as anybody outside of myself is a reflection of me. And so it's like I know I like to be helped when I need it. And so if I have information or knowledge about something, I'm definitely gonna dish it out. And not all the time, you feel me? Well, I can get into that later. I was gonna say like not all the time you have to worry about getting compensated because, the universe works in mysterious ways. But just to get more back on topic, right? The third thing, skill sets. So when it comes to skill sets, right, content creation often requires like certain skills, such as writing. You're going to be video editing. You're going to be graphic designing, or I mean, you could be graphic designing. Consumption, on the other hand, is just mainly requires critical thinking and the ability to analyze like what you're looking at, and you know what I'm saying, interpret the information, right? And then that later leads into impact on what I'm about to say. So like when it comes to, I feel like I'm talking fast, so let me just slow down just a little bit. But when it comes to the impact, impact of creation is often measured in terms of the viewers, the shares, the likes, as like whereas consumption can influence trends, right? Think about that. As a consumer, you have the power. Like is yeah, the power is really in the consumer's hands because you can influence trends, you can influence feedback, and even like I said earlier, the direction of the future content of the creator. But like I said, this is reasons why I encourage everybody to become some type of content creator, and just I wouldn't say do it for a trend, right? Actually, do it because you find value into giving information that can be helpful for someone. Like it's so, and I'm about to be like just vulnerable for a quick second because it's like, I work a job and I work 40 hours a week. You feel me? I be like I work today and it's just like, you know, in the times we're in right now, it's financial suicide to just have one stream of income. I don't care if that one stream of income is paying you $1,000. Well, if it's paying you $1,000 a day, then that you may have a little bit more leeway than the average person, but still, like, never settle for just never settle. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person. You know what? Do what you want. Do what you want. But I know for myself, I'm the type of person I never like to settle. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be comfortable for too long because then I feel like I'm getting stagnant. You know what I mean? But moving on, I didn't spend too much time on that, so I didn't finish with that. The second segment, but for the third segment, segment three, it's gonna be tips for content creators. All right, so uh, content creators, what are some tips I can give for us? All right, or y'all that are watching. So, number one thing, I would definitely say know your audience. All right, know your audience. Understand who your audience is. And I say that because, like, research their interests, and just pretty much tailor that to the content that meets their needs, right? You definitely also want to be authentic, right?
Yes.
Make
So
sure
being
you're authentic, right? It resonates with your audience. They're gonna know. They're definitely gonna know. They'll never know. You'll never know. Share your unique perspectives and experiences to connect with your viewers because, like I said, you are one of one, right? So, whatever, like if you feel like you talk different or walk different, just be authentically yourself, right? It's gonna pay off in the long run. Take some, for all my Kendrick fans out there, take some, what I'm saying, take some game from him. So also being consistent. I ain't gonna lie, from this list, like being consistent is literally like the toughest thing for me right now, and I'm working on it. Like I work and reach and strive for this every damn day. Okay, so consistency has to be key in order to establish some momentum, what I'm saying, with your audience. So by doing that, you're gonna start establish a content schedule, right? Regular updates to help build a loyal fan audience or fan base. But loyal audience sound a lot better, and just keep them engaged, right? Because people, their attention span is small. You feel me? So and I mean, most people wouldn't say this. They would say, stick to one niche, stick to one thing, and build it up from there, right? But I'm gonna say diversify your content because starting off as a small, content creator channel, you are gonna want to know what your audience is and by doing that, I feel like you will find out what people like from you the most, you know what I'm
saying,
saying?
so
So you just got to keep in contact with your analytics. So I don't know, for example, I'm uploading this to YouTube, right? So YouTube Studio is something, there's an app that you can use to focus on your analytics and stuff like that. So moving on to the last one would be engage with your audience, right? So, well, hold on. Actually, no. By you diversifying your content, there we go. So by you diversifying your content, you're pretty much like um you're experimenting with different formats. Video, podcasts, vlogs, and not vlogs. Don't vlog as a small content creator because I've gotten, so I do my own research. Research shows, and if you don't believe me, you can look up a big YouTuber who's been doing this for 6 years, make 5 years plus, 6 years plus. His name is I can add him in this in the comments. Dante Linden, and he definitely said, do not start off from a small YouTube channel vlogging your life because no one knows you. No one actually cares, to be honest. And I know that might hurt, but no one cares enough about you yet to see your lifestyle, right? So this is why I'm saying, like, find some good information to give to the people and watch how many people click on your videos because now you're helping them. You know what I'm saying? People, they only care about themselves at the end of the day, and you should too. So help yourself by helping the people. It's the easiest way. I'm trying to tell you. So that means what? Like, oh man, I gotta teach somebody something. What if I don't know what I'm talking about? Well, read a book. You know what I'm saying? Get knowledgeable in some stuff. Like it doesn't have to be that deep because I promise you, something that that you grew up doing, like since you were a little kid, you can teach somebody how to do it, bro. It's not hard. I promise you. How to sing, how to cook. Cooking with Kai. Alright, let me stop. But what was I gonna say? Okay, so the fifth one, yeah, is engage with your audience, right? Respond to comments, man, and feedback. Like building relationships with your audience is gonna create that community, and a loyal community as well. And just don't be Hollywood to your people. Like, you see people in the comment section, they asking you, oh, how do you do this, or what, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I can't say there are a lot of bots and a lot of trolls on the internet, so you know, just do your due diligence. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? So going into segment 4, tips for all the content consumers, right? So when I discuss some tips for you all, right, when it comes to like the content consumers, I would say, let's see. So you need to curate your sources, right? And what I mean by that is just follow who telling you, man, I've been up since 3 something this AM. You feel me? Um and that's why I said I'm no longer making no excuses about, oh, I'm too tired to do this. Nah, bro, it's gonna get done, and it's gonna be, you feel me? It's gotta be. That's just literally my mindset now. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. um, yeah. So just follow, creators who, well, not only creators, follow platforms that are legit. So that means you have to do your research. I know it's a lot of deep fakes and stuff out here, but you either gonna evolve or you gonna get ate up. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah. So this is like pretty much by you just doing like vetting these, content creators and like the platforms. It just ensures that you get high quality and accurate information. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna say y'all knew that already. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to the next one. Engage actively, right? So that means just don't, just passively consume. Like, you have to, if you have a question about something that the content creator is talking about, comment what it is. You feel me? Like, help them get engagement on their content. Cause I'm telling you, like, as a content creator, it's not easy at first. I'm always say that it's not easy. I feel like the hardest thing is, to me, is probably doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a lot of things that go into just being a content creator. It goes into the research, you know what I'm saying, that one has to put in to even make sure they're giving high quality, good information. Like, it's so much. So help them out by them giving you, easy access to just consume. You feel me? Because it's so much easier to consume than it is to create. But I definitely encourage all of my consumers to create. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, you can be both. I'm both. I consume a lot of information, podcast after podcast. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said. I read. You know what I'm saying? Certain news platforms, not just the news, like Fox News, or I don't be looking at that. I'm actually getting into like certain sites that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you even got to pay for it. It's just, excuse me, it's what you're willing to do, right? So like I was saying, don't just passively consume. You need to comment, share, and discuss the content with others to deepen your understanding and to maybe get somebody else's understanding about the same thing, that you're currently looking at. All right. So I feel like my time is, coming to an end. So pretty much just about to start speeding through the rest of this, of, what I have to say. So the third thing, limit distractions, right? Create a focused environment when consuming content. This is going to enhance your ability to absorb and reflect on everything that you're learning, right? And then for the fourth thing would be just practice critical thinking. So that means just analyze the content you consume, consider the creator's perspective, the evidence that's being presented, and how it's going to align with your own experiences, right? So you don't always have to agree with the content creator, as long as it's giving you value in some sort of way, right? But also, if you don't agree with something, then figure out why you don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Um, and then for the last one, I would definitely say, take a break. Take breaks, right? Content overload, can lead to a burnout. So, which means you need to just schedule time away from the screens to like process what you've consumed. And honestly, the biggest thing is just to recharge, right? We got these screens, blue screens, and you can dim the lights and stuff. Like it's too much dopamine. You know what I'm saying? That's being brought to the brain. So it's just like tone that down. You know what I mean? Uh, so anyway, as I wrap up today's episode, remember that both content creation and um, consumption play vital roles in our digital landscape in today's time. All right, so whether you just creating, consuming, or both, be mindful of your approach and how you can enhance your experience and influence. All right, so look, thank you for joining me. This is the Charm Effect podcast, and listen, don't forget to subscribe. All right, and just like, share, what I'm saying, for more insights and tips and discussions on creativity, and not just creativity, on more things, right? So until next time, man, keep creating and consuming thoughtfully, all right? And then also make sure you do one thing that can make a difference in someone else's life, no matter how big or small it is, all right? So with that being said, your boy Sir Charmin is out.